to unfold. Every written letter starts to breathe when a voice in English helps them believe. Close your eyes, leave time behind. A book opens up and worlds align. Stories that find their voice, crossing oceans with no need for choice. From every book, a brand new light. Stories told in.
Welcome to this corner where words come to life. Here, every story opens a door to new worlds, and every chapter is a journey we will travel together. Get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let the magic of storytelling surround you. The story begins. When Hogwarts' ancient magic broke, one student was chosen. Chapter 1. The Threshold of a New World. Amelia Ravenshire had always felt that the world watched her a little too closely. It wasn't the sort of attention that came from people. She preferred to ignore that kind altogether. Rather, it was the quiet, persistent feeling that something unseen followed her steps, flickered behind her reflections, or wavered in the corner of her vision just long enough for her to realize she hadn't imagined it. She never spoke of this to her parents, nor to Elton, nor to the teachers at Whistledown Primary. She simply carried it, tucked away beneath her ribs like a folded piece of paper no one else needed to see. On the morning it finally unfolded, Amelia was crouched in her front garden, tracing shapes in the soil. The tiny front lawn spread beneath the window of the sitting room, fenced by a low white wall and a gate that creaked every time someone breathed on it. Her mother said the sea air did that. Salt in the wind ate metal like a hungry rat. But today, even the gate seemed to be holding its breath. She had been drawing again. She didn't know why the symbol fascinated her, only that she had been sketching it for as long as she could remember. A small spiral, fractured by a single diagonal line cutting through its center like a cracked shell. Sometimes she drew it absently on notebook margins. Other times, it appeared in dreams as though glowing on a stone floor. She'd never seen it anywhere in real life. Except today, a shiver ran down her spine before she even looked up. The air trembled, a faint vibration against her skin, as though a drumbeat had sounded from beneath the earth. She rose slowly to her feet. The street beyond the gate was empty, its narrow road bending toward the cliffs and the sea that lay beyond. The morning sky hung low and gray over the village, typical for late summer. And then she saw it. An envelope rested neatly at the base of the gate, perfectly centered, untouched by soil, dew, or the faint drizzle that had begun earlier. Amelia frowned. The postman never left letters by the gate. Her father had insisted on a proper letterbox. She stepped closer. The envelope was thick, its cream paper flecked with faint silver threads that shimmered when they caught the light. Her name, Miss Amelia Ravenshire, was written in ink so dark it was almost blue-black. The handwriting curled elegantly, as though every word bowed slightly in greeting. She touched the envelope with careful fingertips. The moment her skin met the paper, a pulse ran through it, like the faintest echo of a heartbeat. Amelia snatched her hand back. The envelope remained perfectly still. Her own heart hammered. When she leaned closer again, she noticed something she couldn't believe she'd missed earlier. Pressed into the wax seal on the back, faint but unmistakable, was the cracked spiral. Her symbol. Her breath caught, snagging like fabric on a nail. She looked around, half expecting someone to jump out and proclaim a prank. But the street remained silent. Even the gulls circling lazily above seemed muffled, as though the world had slipped into a quieter layer of itself. With slow, deliberate movements, Amelia picked up the envelope. The pulse didn't return. Instead, the paper was warm, comfortably warm, as though someone had held it a moment before handing it to her personally. She turned it over in her hands, examining the seal, tracing its lines with her thumb. The cracked spiral had always looked strange in her drawings, shy, blurred, never quite taking proper shape. Here, it was precise, etched cleanly into deep violet wax. Amelia swallowed. She knew what this meant, or at least, she hoped she did. Her mother had never hidden the fact that magic existed. Celine Ravenshire was a witch, though she kept her wand tucked away in a locked drawer upstairs and used spells only for dire necessities, like when the boiler exploded 2 winters ago and filled the walls with spectral steam that growled at anyone approaching it. Amelia had always assumed she would learn magic too, but they never talked about it directly. Her father, a perfectly ordinary architect, preferred to pretend the magical world was a second cousin of reality rather than a sibling. She held the envelope tighter. A magical letter. For her. The thought spiraled through her like wind. Amelia ran back into the house, so quickly she nearly tripped over her mother's potted sunfern by the door. The plant rustled indignantly, curling its fronds away as she passed. "Mom," she shouted. "Mom, come quick." Celine Ravenshire emerged from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. Auburn hair swept into a bun that was already loosening from the day's work. She had flour on her cheek. "Bread day," Amelia noted distantly. Her mother froze when she saw the envelope. "Oh," Celine said softly. "So it's begun." Amelia looked up sharply. "You knew this was coming?" Her mother hesitated a moment too long. "Yes," she said finally. "Not today specifically, but yes." Amelia thrust the envelope forward. "It was waiting for me outside. It has the symbol, my symbol, on the seal." Celine's expression shifted in a way Amelia couldn't decipher. Surprise? Worry? Something else entirely? "Let's sit down," her mother said quietly. She led Amelia into the sitting room, where afternoon sunlight filtered through the window. The room was cozy, cluttered with things Amelia found comforting. Shelves of battered books, crocheted blankets her grandmother had made. A painting of the coastline Elton insisted was a masterpiece despite having been painted by himself at age 10. Thank you for joining me in this chapter. If you enjoyed the reading, I invite you to keep exploring more stories here. Until the next page, and remember, books never end, they only wait to be read again.